Okay, now I'm going to demonstrate how to create the house right here, number 5, and that's going to get into some different skills. We're going to get into adding some equal constraints and actually moving projecting a plane as well, creating a new plane to sketch. So let's go ahead and get started. I would go ahead and start by drawing these lines out here, just using the line tool in the front view, and then we'll project this back. So we need to create, let's see, that's 3 tall by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to create 6 fourths line and then go up 3 and then create the peak. So 6 and 3. So if we start here in Inventor, I already created it once to practice. So I'm going to say new, standard IPT. I'm going to start in the front plane and I'm going to use the line tool and we're going to draw the layout of this profile. And so the first line needs to be right along the x-axis and it needs to be, did I say 6 fourths long? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I'm starting right here and I'm going to draw this profile right here. So 6 and then 3. So we're going to go out here and it's always a good idea to put in the length of the line with the first, especially the first line that you draw. So it gives you some perspective how long it's supposed to be. So you have some relativity for the rest of it. Now, going up this way, I'm going to go up about 3 fourths, and I'm not going to be perfect on this. I could go ahead and type in 3 fourths there in the blue, but I'm going to get it close to 3 fourths. Now, when I drag at an angle for the peak of my roof, when I get close to the midline of that first line that I draw, a little dashed line comes up. And that is a good little sensor to just tell you where you're halfway through. So I'm going to click there, and then I'm going to come over here. Now notice when I get close to the where that other line is going across, those are kind of smart guides to kind of help you out. And I want this corner even with that one on the right, so I'll click here. And now I'll go back down here and click here. Now I should have an enclosed loop that I can go ahead and extrude. But before I do that, we need to get this accurate. Now, one thing that will really help you is these constraints. And we're going to use the equal constraint. And the equal constraint will make two different objects equal to one another. So now don't get it confused with this one. This is the parallel constraint. So the equal constraint, I want this side equal to that side. And I also want this half of the roof equal to that half of the roof. So now once you have those all equal, now you can go ahead and add dimensions. And this one was supposed to be 3 fourths, 3/4. And notice it moved both of them. Since they're equal to each other, you only have to dimension one side because it will make this one the same as the other one. Now, for this roof, we don't know how long these sides are, but we do know how far this peak is above the line there. So if we go back and open that, and it looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fourths in height. So I can dimension from two different points. So I'll click the very top point and this line here, and I will make that distance 5 fourths, or if you want to put in 1.25, if you know the math, do that. Now notice, when I do that, all these lines are blue, which means this sketch is fully constrained now. So I have the profile. Now I can go ahead and I need to extrude it. How deep are we extruding here? If we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 8 fourths or 2 inches. So extrude. And instead of coming out, I want to go, since I want this to be the front of the house, I'm going to extrude back here. So I could just extrude back, and now I could see my profile and it's extruding back this direction, and that needs to go back for 2 inches. So now I have the basis of the house. Now I need to draw this section coming off of the house this direction. So I need to draw this profile, but I don't want to draw it on this surface. I want to draw it projected out on this plane out here, which is a 1/2 inch away from this one. So watch how you do that. We are going to use what's called, up here, click the plane, and we are going to offset from a plane. So pick the offset and then pick this surface, and now notice you'll end up with an arrow there, and you can actually move this surface wherever you want to sketch. We want to come out this direction, and we want to come out this direction. I think it was, yep, we want to come a 1/2 inch from that surface. So we just put in 2/4 here. And now there's the plane that we want to sketch on. So now sketch up near the yellow line and you will get your sketch icon. So we're sketching. And now we want to start sketching from that bottom line there. So we're going to project this line onto this surface. So go up to project geometry and say project and just click on that bottom line right there. Now in this view it's hard to see what that did, but if I go back to this view you'll see I took this line and projected it out to this plane so I can start my sketch from that line. So I know I'm locked into that line when I start my sketch. Now I'm going to go back to the right side view, and now it's just a matter of sketching this profile right here in my sketch plane. So we're going to start with a line that's 1, 2, 3, 4 inches long, and then we're going to do lines 3/4 of an inch up. So 1, 4, and 3. So I'm going to draw a line right along this line. Make sure you have that line constraint. Make sure you're right on this line, and again, rest right on that line and let your mouse set off to the side. And I'm going to input 1 inch there. So I start with a 1 inch line. And now for this line going up, I know it's going to lock into this line up there, but I'll just go ahead and sketch there. And now you have to, I lost my line tool, so just click right back on that corner again and start sketching. And see that dashed line, the smart guide, it's finding that midway point to the bottom line. That's where the peak should be. And again, right now I'm not paying too much attention to exact distances. I'm just getting my profile. And now I'll use the equal constraint again. And I want this side equal to this side. And I want this side equal to this side. Now I'll go ahead and dimension, and this one should be 3/4. Oop, because I clicked on this line, it already recognizes that is 3/4. So whenever this says you're over dimensioning or over constraining, you don't want to accept that. Just say cancel. So now I think all we have to do is put in the height from here to here. So let's go get that. And that height is 1, 2, 3, 4.5 grids up. So I'm going to go from this point down to this point. And I'll go 4.5 divided by 4. There it is. And then finally, now we have the right profile, but we don't have the location of this yet. And so we need to locate that. And by locating, I mean, where is this profile along the direction right to left? Well, it's a 1/2 inch from this corner right here. So it's 2/4. So then I'm going to use the dimension tool. I'm going to click on this line and click on this line and make that 0.5. Now notice now everything is fully constrained. Now once you're all blue, then finish the sketch, extrude, and click inside your object here so it knows what to extrude. Now we want to go the other direction with this. Right now it's extruding out this way. So I'll switch the directions, and now it's kind of neat, it goes through there, but we just want it to go right to this next surface. So they have a thing under extents and it says to next. And that will go to the next surface and just mate this right to this surface right here. And then we'll say okay. And let's hide this plane so that plane isn't there anymore. So if you find that over here in the browser, find the work plane, right click, and don't delete it. Just go down here and uncheck the visibility. Go back to the home view, and now you'll save this as block 5 in your 20 block folder. Good luck on creating the house.